Okay, so I don't know if I should even make this video in the first place, but I feel like I'm going insane, or am insane, I guess. Because I don't know if no one else notices this, or everyone else notices this and just ignores it, or it's so obvious. But I'm this close to making an iceberg, and given the way other low videos talk, I don't think it's recognized. Okay, so I mean, From Software just uses inspiration from human history to build the storylines. Okay, both on macro scale, Stone Age, Bronze Age, Iron Age, onward to Renaissance, and on the individual scale of myths and historical stories and legends. Anyways, so there's all these things I know. So, like, for instance, people always ask, what is the greater will? Which I feel like the greater will is either a metaphor for or inspired by multiple things, but, one of those things, the will of the people. If the ruler loses the will of the people, if they revolt, then they'll either not have any people left to rule, or they'll be overthrown. The Albinaric genocide with the Albigensian Crusade and the Cathars, who believe that they're a form of Gnosticism that believe that the material world was created by the evil king of the world, Rex Mundi, which Gideon, warrior of God, Horlu, who's hero of light, but also inspired by Hercules. Similar syllables there. The lion, the hand-to-hand fighting. Also inspired, I think, by Thor. Because of or Radigan could have been inspired by Thor. So, probably more Radigan with the hammer and fighting the giants, but use of Thorn magic, and getting into Thor magic. Albert, can't remember his name. But his red jewels that were said to be from sacrifices. I'm pretty sure inspired by Gilles de Rais, with the whole like child sacrifices thing, supposedly. There's a lot of Catholic Church history involved with I think the Golden Order mainly, but also legalism in China. Aspects of Japanese history and mythology, African history and mythology, especially twins, getting into twins. Omens are primarily from Africa, and, ancient Rome, largely inspired, which I don't know. Everyone talks about the ancient Rome memes. I figured that was because I'd never liked ancient Rome. I figured that was an Elden Ring thing. Getting back, we could go into Dark Souls. Did you ever wonder why the Witch of Izalith has 2 of the sisters next to her, even though there's supposedly 7? And there's questions of if there were only ever 2. If you don't know, ancient Rome was supposed to be surrounded by 7 hills, but it's only actually surrounded by 2 hills. The whole surrounded by 7 hills thing was just like this metaphoric or like lie, marketing thing. Similarly, she has 2, of the sisters rooted Nesser. The Flameni priests of ancient Rome. Anyways, I don't want to get into all that. Point is, I am this close to making an iceberg because I don't know if other people see these things or not. And, I feel like it's a real shame for them to go unnoticed. I don't know if this counts as, like, lore. I hear some of the lore channels, use history or mythology as bases for, reasoning of certain theories, which I agree with in but you have to do it in ways that include other ones, because they intentionally leave ambiguity in order to have it match to multiple storylines, either from history or mythology. Like America and Radigan never being confirmed to have started as 2 separate beings, or been one being, or been one of them that gained alchemical knowledge and, create an alternative self, which is a very old alchemy thing. And if you get into the alchemy research, then that includes, Caduceus and the Demiurge, and, which is very similar to Nuwa from Asian mythology, who, why is the representation of the ancient priests from the Stone Age, or the clay pottery civilization times, in why are they clay men? Maybe because the myths of Nuwa, the goddess, kind of either male slash female, two in one body goddess, or her by herself, or her and the other guy who could be either Shenlong or another guy whose name I can't remember off the top of my head. Which after the world flooded and was destroyed, she recreated humanity out of clay, and then out of cords. I think it was clay in the Yellow River civilization, or maybe the one before that, or Yellow River. Anyways, then made them out of cords. Have you looked at Ronnie's body, her new body, like that she created for herself, the marionette for her to use? Puppets, strings, cords. Which I think made sense because they had started doing human anatomy type research at that time in China, and if you actually open up a human, we've got veins, we got muscle fibers, we got tendons, lots of cords, so I see all these things. I've noticed lots of them. I have literally hundreds of Wikipedia pages in my flow. They're just references to these things, and I mean, am I the only one that sees it? I mean, no, I guess.